I tell you what, I don't know what's in them pancakes, but Frank's gone for like thirds. It's like a buffet line, him and Tom over there this morning. David Sharp joins us this morning. Lewis and Sons Roofing. Stop a leak in a creek. You stopped any leaks?
A couple of them.
This time of year, I mean, when it ain't storming a whole lot, you guys doing restoration or what?
It's still a mix. I mean, even with the storm damage, you still get the pop-up thunder showers. You get trees that fall on houses. It does damage that way. We do some restoration. We do a lot more leaks this time of year than we do.
What you just brought up, trees falling on houses. Is that a problem? A lot of people, do y'all cut the trees yourself, or do y'all sub that out to a tree surgeon?
It depends. Like, I went to look at one yesterday, and that was my first question when she told me she had a tree on her house. Is the tree still there? Because a lot of times it's not safe for us to get on it, especially if it's an old tree that's been there that's dead.
Yeah, trees can be very dangerous.
Widowmaker.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that either the tree is either off the house or I need to prepare for it, because I won't put my life in safety.
Y'all do the trim of the tree then, so that's something y'all take care of.
We'll give them an
also.
option as well.
Now, not only do you do roof repairs, you also do windows, you also do restoration, so y'all can come actually remodel or build on to somebody's house.
Absolutely.
And that's people may not know that so much about Lewis and Sons.
We can do ground up. We can go. We primarily, from the new construction aspect, we would do additions or remodels that are adding on to homes, not necessarily taking a house from the blueprints and taking it all the way through.
I think Jeffrey's headed out to Cabbage Ridge Road again this morning, aren't you, Jeff?
One more time.
Yeah, we'll check with him in just a little bit too. What else do we need to do about Lewis and Son Roofing that we ain't talked about up here?
Well, Jeff and I, we've talked about doing a lot of preventative maintenance. Going in and looking at roofs where we're looking for potential problems, not necessarily something that's actively leaking, but trying to hit it off at the source.
No, let me ask you this, and it's happened to friends of mine. I know what happened to Jeff at his own house over there. When you're with leaves falling out, if they get in your gutter and stop that up, can that cause your house to start leaking?
Absolutely.
Or squirrels or something get in there?
It can cause a dam that will happen in the valley where the two roofs intersect, and that can absolutely back up water. Now that we're getting into colder temperatures, you can get what they call ice dams, to where the leaves, the debris, and then when that freezes, it basically creates one big block of ice right there, and then that causes problems. And when that is, you can't get up there and just rip the ice down. You're going to sit there and watch it melt for days and days. And I remember last year and the year before with the snows that came in, we were having a lot of ice dams where the snow was building up, and they would have huge snowpacks that were 12, 14, 18 inches deep that would build up on the houses. And you would go inside people's houses, and they would have almost like a waterfall of just water streaming down the sheetrock. And it was from the ice up on the roof melting, but it would be 3 stories up. You couldn't get to it, and they had to sit there and just watch this water because you couldn't.
Ruining their sheetrock as it went.
Ruining the sheetrock. You couldn't stop it.
All right, 533-1213. I didn't know that. I mean, I know leaves can cause something, and squirrels are a big problem too.
Right.
All right. Hey, let me remind you, if you need to get in touch with me about anything, you can absolutely get with me on my iPad at countryrover@gmail.com. That's my own email address right here.
You're
Check
a big
it
boy
all.
now.
I'm a big boy now, and I know how to return them too. So if you need to get in touch with me, countryrover@gmail.com. Gets me each and every time. Also want to remind you about TNN. Once again, you know, the Rick and Bubba show is on TNN. It relaunched on November 1st. We are the lucky ones to have it here in the Huntsville market. You can get it at 11.2, not now, but in a couple of weeks it will be on the air, right?
That's right.
Call your cable provider today. Ask for TNN on ZTV. Let's go over to the kitchen. I'll make my way over. We're going to talk more about what they're cooking for breakfast this morning. And happy Thanksgiving, David, by the way. Hope you can come back next Wednesday and join us for breakfast. Jeff ain't cooking, but Zeke is. We'll be up in Ardmore today enjoying some fried tamales.
Yes.
At Zeke's around 11 o'clock today. All right, let's go over to the kitchen. I'll make my way over. Jeff, about them fried turkeys. How dangerous is that?
It's not as safe as people think. I have 4 or 5 different people that call me every week or every year and say, hey, will you fry me a turkey? Will you smoke one on your grill? But once you've had a fried turkey, it's absolutely fantastic. But you'll spend $40, $45 on peanut oil. People buy
That's
peanut
that
oil.
expensive for one turkey?
For a 5 gallon, well, 3 to 5 gallons, it's around $10 a gallon. Buy a 3.5 gallon container or a 5 gallon container. People buy peanut oil because you can cook more in it. It doesn't burn as easily. There is one that is called frying oil, and it says on the bottom, with peanut oil. And the word peanut oil is really big on there, and it's about half the price, but after a couple turkeys, it just burns.
So what are you cooking for this Thanksgiving, since your family's not going to be here like they were last year?
This year I'm cutting it back to 10 turkeys this year. I'm going to fry 10. And the Lewises always do a couple. David and his family. And I do the same thing for them. Everybody at work, I try to fry them a turkey and do something for them.
Know what to do. Don't do it in your garage. Nowhere near the house.
I'm still a little stubborn. I go to the edge of my garage right there and take all the valuables out of my home before I start cooking. No, I'm at the edge of the garage. I'll mark the pot on the side. I put a turkey in the pot with water first, and it tells me that
don't throw it in frozen.
How high I need it. I'll mark the pot, dry it out, put my oil in, and get ready for the next day. Make sure you don't put a frozen turkey in it. Sometimes the turkey has pockets inside where water builds from ice that is melted. But once you do that, it turns out really well. It's good, it's tasty, and as soon as you drop it in the grease, it just seals everything in.
Well, we know what not to do is about what we're going to do now. We showed that yesterday with Buck D. Wild. You know, he did that with us years ago. Another shout out to Joey Boyd down at East Limestone Fire Department. And again, congratulations before we go. We're about to enjoy breakfast if Tom and Frank didn't consume all the pancakes this morning. Let's go back out with Tony Grigsby telling you and showing you what not. You insure him, don't you, Tom?
Yeah, I do. What
not to do during the Thanksgiving season. We'll see y'all bright and early tomorrow.
Live action.
Holidays, what you gonna do for a turkey this Thanksgiving and this Christmas?
Probably fry.
I know you like to jump out of perfectly good airplanes and stick your hands in catfish that are about 60 pounds, but maybe you ought to not fry a turkey this holiday.
I believe I can cook that turkey. What's wrong with you?
Well, I don't know. I've seen your show a couple of times before, Buck D, and I'm just telling you, you might want to leave it to the professionals like Tim's Cajun Kitchen.
How hard can frying a turkey be, man? I mean, my goodness, come on.
I really hope it can't be nearly as hard as calling Tim's Cajun Kitchen for this Thanksgiving and Christmas. Trust me on that.
I'm gonna go out here and start the grease up and get ready for that turkey, and I'll be back in a little bit. Hang on, I'll have to help you get me seasoned. I'll be back in a minute.
I'm gonna call 911 for you.
No, don't call him. I'm all right.
Call these limestone fire department. Watch up that shoulder, let me cook and some turkey. Somebody call Dennis Black, the Joey Boy. The Joey Boy there. Watch up that shoulder, let me cook and some turkey. Something he's on my shoulder. Man, we need to call these limestone fire department. Turkey burnt now. That dang gum turkey gotta be burnt. Maybe I can get it out. They won't know no difference.
Things didn't go so good out there.
Doesn't look like it, Buck. Bring your turkey on over here and let's compare between the one I just picked up from Tim's Cajun Kitchen and the one you just, well, I guess killed. That doesn't look too good. You don't look too good either. Take a look at these two turkeys real quick. What'd you do to yourself? Are you all right?
Man, I thought I knowed what I was doing. I was going to save $35. Next thing I know, the building's on fire.
Well, I know your turkey ain't all right. Take a look at this one and take a look at the one from Tim's Cajun Kitchen.
Man, I'll tell you what, from now on, I'll pay him $35 before I go through that again. Ain't no telling how much damage is done to this building. Look what I got, comparism. Well, I'm going down there as soon as I leave here and get me a turkey that's cooked right instead of one of these old Buck D. Wild turkeys.
Turkey, $15.